Welcome back to the second half of Faded World's House of Reeds. And I think we're about ready to do our first scene. Yeah.
Yes.
So do we pick a card for that, or
Yes.
Okay.
Play goes around the table, each player dictating a scene that takes place at some point of the year. To create a scene, players draw a tone card from the deck. In no particular order, they do the following. State the season and which room the scene is set in. Say who is in the scene and reiterate their ages. Tell us something about the room that is different. This might be big, semi-permanent repurposing, like the study is now a nursery, or fleeting and temporary. The golden morning light caught in the clouds stream in through the is caught in the cloud of steam from the bathtub. I can read. If the change is enduring enough to pass into future scenes, draw it on the map. Narrate a short scene with one or more characters in the room. They can interact, speak to one another, or act alone, but it needs to reflect the text on the tone card. If the card tells you to do so, reshuffle the deck. The only things that are narrated in scenes are true. Players can talk about what might be happening or how they see a character, but nothing is real until it appears in a narrated scene. When the current player declares a scene complete, then it's the next turn, and so on. Draw a new card. After we go around the table, then a year has passed. Update everybody's ages, and the next year begins. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
So who's going first?
Sure, I guess I'll give it a shot.
Did you shuffle the deck already?
I believe I did, but I'm going to shuffle again now.
Okay.
Hard to Okay, so
Ooh, progress.
Progress already. Something good happens that benefits the family as a whole. There. Let me see. So, I think this is going to be in the big undifferentiated room with all the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think.
So what is this in the background?
Looks like birds.
Oh, sorry. There are birds outside my window.
Ah, it's fine. I was just wondering what it was.
I really didn't think the mic was picking him up.
Really better than trucks.
Yeah, much better.
So I think that everybody but the voice is there. Like, I mean, the voice could make progress, but it means more if it's like the people who are stuck there who make this discovery or put the whatever this progress thing is together. And do we each just choose a character, or we're
Technically, you just narrate a scene. If you'd
Okay.
like to have us come in and play a character, you can invite us to do so. But
it could just be saying what happens without dialogue?
Yeah, and then, I mean, you can have dialogue between yourself. You've GM'd enough to know how to do that.
Sure.
As a GM, having a conversation with yourself is fairly common, actually.
So, yeah, I think that Mari is sitting on a crate while Gyro is working on is fiddling with some electronics that some of which were there when they first arrived, and some of which uh, came with the last shipment. Uh, and there's a traffic going by, and he uh, he pauses and says, uh, "Mari, your favorite color is purple, right?" And she's all, "Uh huh." Uh, and he finishes what he's putting together, um, and hands it to her and says, "Okay, well, start with this setting, and then when you want to change it, uh, press one of those. Um, and then to start, just press the trigger in the front." And she seems confused for a moment, uh, and then like points it at him, and he's all, "No, no, 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 no! On the wall there." Uh, so she tries it, and it uh, sprays out some paint, and she giggles and starts uh, drawing on the wall. And then they start taking turns, and they like create this sort of elaborate mural that brightens up the room considerably. Uh,
I like it. That's sweet.
so
Are you gonna draw a mural on the wall?
I'm gonna I'm gonna uh, oh, yeah, it's back to black.
All right, I'll
Okay.
draw the next card.
So
Let's see.
if it wasn't top down, then you could tell that it's like this completely awesome mural. But as it is,
Uh-huh. Okay. Uh-oh. I've got departure.
Already? Doom.
Yep.
Let's go.
One or more family members leaves or dies. Oof.
It would be a shame if the only adult here would die.
It would be. I think actually.
Well, I think there's actually other people here that just aren't necessarily part of the family. But maybe I'm wrong. I mean, that's not true until a scene makes it so. Right?
It's true. So what I think it is there are other people here living in this mess, with Tuck and Gyro and Mari, and so we see Gyro in the dining room with a few of these others that live there. Jasmine and Stone, and Tuck's there too. And Jasmine and Stone like have like packs on their back, and like rebreather masks like around their neck, like they're about to use them. Because it's the sci-fi future and you don't need like a whole spacesuit. Obviously. And they're like, Jasmine's like got her hand on Tuck's shoulder and is like, I know he's young, but he can't stay cooped up here forever. We're getting off planet, and well, he's the right age. He can go to school. He can get into the Star Academy. He doesn't need to be here for your crimes. Let us give him a good life. And like Stone like has his hand on Gyro's shoulder, like around his shoulder. Because for 11-year-old, he's pretty tall. And I think Tuck like looks between the two of them, and he nods and he says, just promise me you'll write, Gyro. And like Gyro nods, and like then they hug, and Tuck like adjusts his rebreather mask onto Gyro's face, and the three of them, Gyro, Stone, and Jasmine, all head out the airlock. So,
Mary.
All right.
all right, that was me.
Well, that was a short appearance.
But he's whip smart. I mean, did you see that paint gun he made? No wonder they want to give him a better life.
Yeah. Deserves better.
Yeah, exactly.
Unlike Mari.
Mari's she's just a little young.
Yeah.
What happens if we randomly draw 2 more departure cards and we don't have any characters left?
There's only one in the deck, so we won't draw it until we reshuffle, and we don't reshuffle until a card tells us to.
I thought departure had automatic reshuffle, but it doesn't. Oh, okay.
It does not.
That makes brutal.
Sense.
That would be brutal.
I see.
So, do you know how to draw a card? I can deal one out to you.
I can deal.
Okay.
Deal 1 card, right?
Yeah.
To yourself.
Oh, yeah. 2. Deal. Where is it?
Okay. So it shows up.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Now how can I show?
Yeah, you can just drag it.
Okay. I can.
You drag it out and then make it bigger.
Why
So yeah,
is it not
so
working?
so click on it, and that should open up like a panel in the corner where it shows you the card, and then from there you can drag it to the table.
Mm-hmm.
Only shows all, and then there's nothing. Maybe it's one of the cards you removed.
Uh-oh.
Because I click on it and there's like all cards in hand. There's one card, but it's everything is empty. There's nothing shown in there.
Can you drag that? There's not anything in there?
There's not anything in there. Like literally, I have this.
All right,
this
draw another
empty
card.
menu.
Have
Okay.
it deal you another card and see.
Okay, now I have one.
Okay. So yeah,
And
you have
it's
one of the pink
Arrival.
ones. Oh, nice.
Yeah. So birth is kind of out of the window, except maybe someone dies giving birth and Tuck is adopting whoever it is.
It's up to you. Why?
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking. I have 3 ideas, but I don't know which I like best. How about Gyro's mother shows up because she wants to look for him and
he's gone.
And he's gone. I mean, she pulled every strings that she could, which were too many because she doesn't have any money to get away from you now. And now here she is. And awkward, there's another kid. It's not the church. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, what does Tuck think when she gets here? So you make a card for her and then like describe a scene after she arrives.
And as we're playing, she's named Mysterious Note.
Yeah. What do I call
Such a common name these days.
Why not just Sophie? I mean, that's simple enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
She is 26.
Oh boy, she was very young when Gyro was born. Then
wait, never mind. That doesn't make sense.
I mean, unless we're gonna have like time shenanigans due to moving spaceships and relativity and stuff.
I mean, I love 15, time shenanigans, but not for this sake.
Yeah, I mean, 15 is definitely young to have a kid, but certainly not impossible.
I know.
Yeah,
I mean, and Tuck would have been 19 when Gyro was born, so.
Yeah, I just made it 29 because that makes more sense to me. Yeah. So, is it okay if I just tell you not write down everything in the notes, because she appears, she wants to see Gyro, and she's sorry for whatever happened between Tuck and her, but apparently that nobody really talks about what happened, and when she hears that Gyro is not here, she obviously is not too pleased. Let's say she's a bit apathic for the moment, and she stays or becomes even more mysterious than it was before. And Tuck is also a bit on the edge, but cannot tell if this is gonna be a good thing or not.
Well, it's always good when the X shows up.
But Mary is very excited. Do I have a mommy now? Yay! Which
Sophie's
makes
like,
it even more
who
awkward.
is this bitch? Okay. Cool. That makes it Brad's turn again.
And a year
It's
has
been a
passed.
year. Everybody gets an age up, except Garrow, who is traveling amongst the stars. So
Oh, does Sophie's arrival change the scene at all? Change how the dining room looks?
No, I don't think so. I mean, we could have taken away a seat. Now we get a new seat again. So no, why not? No, I don't think so.
Okay.
She sold everything she had to come here and to bribe the people to get to know where she had to go and stuff like that.
And
now she's here, and now she's stuck.
The voice was 78 before, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I aged
Okay.
up everybody.
Okay.
I did it.
Okay.
I'm a winner.
True. Ah.
Ooh.
Craft.
Okay. So, a family member has a special skill not possessed by others. What is it used for?
Where's this scene taking place?
I think this is happening in the mine,
Mm-hmm.
and I think what's going down is that Tuck and Jade and Jasmine are all working away, carving at the rock.
Mm-hmm.
And the voice is going on about how they're behind quota, and he you know he there's like actual concern in his voice, but what he's saying is that if you're behind quota again this month, my hands will be tied. I won't be able to drop the full set of supplies. That's you just I know you've been going at it for 10 hours now, but it you're just gonna have to do better than this. And Mari walks up to the wall and says, "Well, why don't we just get some of the glittery stuff that's right behind here?" And they're all
Like what?
yeah, what? Huh? But Tuck, Tuck decides to indulge her and carves out right in the space she indicates, and bam, there's like uh, uh, there's a bunch of this shiny metal. It's definitely not gold. It's more has more of a like silver tone. but has like this strange,
Obviously,
strange
it's
hue
star
to it.
metal.
Yeah, it's some sort of
Unobtainium.
metal rarer than platinum, perhaps rarer than iridium. Uh, and everybody kind of marvels as the scene goes dark.
Interesting. So she has a skill for like detecting metals, or this specific metal, or we're not sure yet. Okay. Okay.
Take it where you want
Okay.
to go.
Interesting. All right, let me deal myself a card here. Oh. Move. Suggest a reason why the family might have to move out and then vote on it. So I'm going to set a scene like normal, and then we will have an opportunity to vote whether or not we move out. And if we do move out, then we can either play a new family living in the same house, or follow the family and build a new house, or end the game. So I think everyone is in the mess. So Sophie, Tuck, Mari, some of the others that aren't really part of the family, they're all asleep. It's lights out when the voice crackles onto the speakers and says, "You all need to get up. That last shipment, it made a lot more than I was expecting, and they want this vein. They want to move you out and send in professionals. I can get you guys out of here, but they want to just take over." And like everybody like looks amongst themselves in their kind of like sleep deprived state, and Mari chimes up and is like, "But where would we go? This is my home." And yeah, and the adults kind of like look around together, thinking about this, because they could stay, but like they would not be able to continue working on that same vein. They'd have to go somewhere unknown for their mining needs. So with a move card, after the scene, as a group as a whole decide whether the move takes place, vote whether to leave or stay, in turn order current player last. When marking your vote, you could consider: is the reason given for the move likely? Given what you know, does it make sense? And 2, do you want the family to move out, or do you want to continue following their story? The family will stay unless the leave vote total is equal to or greater than the number of players. The move vote for a given family then must be unanimous for them to leave. However, if at least one person votes to leave, all future leave votes will have one cumulative modifier for a leave vote. So if 2 of us vote leave and 1 person votes stay, we'll stay, but next time there'll be 1 automatic leave vote.
Okay.
Not 2, just 1. So, Mark, do you vote to stay or to leave?
It would make sense that they wanted to leave. I personally don't really want it to happen. Well, I say yes because it does make more sense, because we have Sophie in here that surely would love an opportunity to leave. And so everything else wouldn't make sense, but yeah, I say yes for now.
Brad?
I think it's more. I mean, you make a good point that it's a penal colony, and given the opportunity to leave, that there's a good chance that they would. But again, I think it's more interesting if the current family is there as like these professionals come in and the conflicts that might involve. And yeah, I think that they the at least part of the family has come to think of this place as theirs, and now that they have something valuable that the corporation wants to take it. Damn them! No. I vote stay.
Yeah. I want to vote stay because in my mind, like the Voice's offer to get them off planet was not entirely legal. And like he'd get them out of there, but then they'd be fugitives. Like that's kind of like I didn't really mention that, but like I kind of had that in the back of my mind. So yeah, I'm gonna vote stay. So we'll stay, but next time there will be one automatic vote to leave, and now we reshuffle. I will let you take care of that, Brad, so that I don't.
I'm gonna recall all. Actually, I'm gonna recall on table. I won't recall the yours, Mark. Since it's blank, and I'll shuffle up, and we should be good to go. I forgot. Am I next?
I think I am next.
Mark is next.
Okay.
Okay. Which means I just deal a card now. To myself. I'd hope it's not an empty one.
Shouldn't be.
Really? Oh, come on.
Oh.
They really want to get us out of there. I think this time the said family that is responsible for them being there anyways does have a new property where they could actually live. They would still be prisoners, but would be way more comfortable than it is here, at least in their mind. They might be under the constant watch from them though, so this is would be a weird thing to just go there, but a golden cage might be better than an iron one, or whatever the metal here is. Okay. That's basically it. So, voting.
So, I didn't catch like the whole scene leading up to that. Like
the family that made them stay here, like the mother of Mary, the family of hers, they got some new property, some far off planet or part of a planet somewhere where they could live, and it would be made more comfortable, but they would still be prisoners, and they wouldn't really know where it is and what would really happen. But and they might be under constant surveillance, which they kind of are already, but more than they are now because they are inside of their own, of the property of that family. They would make sure that they would never leave. So, yes, no, maybe.
Brad, your first vote.
For essentially the same reasons, I vote no again. Like, we haven't seen anything play out. I want to see stuff play out.
That's very fair. I'm going to vote no as well. I think that, I think that while, like, part of, like, I don't think Mary remembers her mother enough to even want to go, you know? And there's no way that Sophie wants to go. And I think, yeah, I think it's no across the board for all the characters. Plus, I want to see some more stuff happen.
Kann sogar sein, dass es das ist. Und dann dachte ich mir, komm, bevor es schließt, gehe ich.
Okay, I vote no as well because
Wir sollten ein bisschen leise sprechen, weil man.
Actually, Sophie didn't say anything or too much, but she's very opposed to that idea. For whatever reason you could think of. And
Holy shit.
She would be Theo. For whatever reason, she doesn't want to go, and without her, for some reason, they cannot go because they said everyone in that constellation, or it won't happen, and whatever that means. So, I'm for no as well.
All right, we don't move. So put the move back in the deck, reshuffle, and if we draw move again, there will be tables that are flipped. You know, as you do. And then it's your turn, Brad. No, wait. Yeah, no, that's right. That's turn order. I'm doing it right.
Das in der Zukunft. Ah ja, aber das kommt erst in einem Jahr raus.
Okay.
Wer tatsächlich auf das Zeitalter was interessiert. Keine Ahnung.
But there is some pain.
Ja.
Ooh, and it's between family members.
Das andere heißt
so I think that I think that that Sophie and Mari are just coming back from the mine into the main room. And they hear a strange noise from behind some of the equipment, and they go to check it out, and it's Tuck getting down with one of the new one of the new workers, and like Sophie and Tuck had like started to get together again, but not quite, and this like this seems wrong, and the new workers have been a real pain in the butt. They're trying to push people off hard. That's part of this whole move twice. So it's awkward. Like, I mean, it's awkward before, but now, like, and,
it was awkward before, but now
yeah.
it's like awkward.
And like, Sophie just kind of has a grim expression, but doesn't say anything. Mari starts crying and like runs off towards the dining room.
Wow.
Lovely.
That's some pain right there. All right, let me deal 1 cards to me. Ooh, here we go.
Move.
Joy. Show how family members share happiness. So this is sometime later, a ways after that little debacle happened, and I think we're in the dining room, and it's Sophie and Mari and a few of the others like Jade, and we're celebrating Mari's birthday, and so like there's like streamers up in the dining room and the whole nine, and so
and it's been a year, hasn't it?
Oh yeah. There was another year that went by when it was your turn. So Mari is now 9.
Okay. Well, go ahead. I'll mark it.
So yeah. So Mari, is excited to be celebrated, and so she's got a huge grin on her face, and she opens a present from Sophie because everybody's kind of adopted Mari, even Sophie, despite what happened or didn't happen with Tuck. And so she presents her with another present, and it is like a set of like pastels and like actual paper, which is incredibly hard to come by, but Mari's got like a flair for the art, as we saw in her amazing mural that she made earlier.
Yeah, look at that pretty mural. It's amazing.
And so Mari is so excited, and like the first thing she does is like draw like big hearts with everybody's name on them and like hand them out to people. And it's the most adorable scene. And like she makes one for the voice and like tapes it up next to one of the speakers.
Nice.
And it's like, I know you can't see it, but I thought you should have one too.
That's sweet. Mark.
I will draw. It's not move. Okay. Family members growing up, maturing, or growing old. I mean, at that point, it probably would either make sense to make Tuck wary of working, or to let Mary start working. I think the latter happens, and Mary is now, she sees how everybody's working, and after she talked to some person that understands what is happening, she also wants to do her part, and everybody's very proud, and even though she does a million mistakes and they have even more work than they had beforehand, they're all very proud and try to help her out, and
And she probably knows exactly where to dig.
Yeah. That's true.
She knows exactly where to dig, but not really how to dig.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's she's trying really hard though. Everybody is seeing it.
Adorable. That brings us to the end of another year and Brad's turn again.
All right. So
it also brings us to the end of another hour. I don't know if you were planning on taking hourly breaks or what.
I usually just do one in the middle, but
that's cool. I needed a break earlier, so I'm cool now. But
tell you what, why don't we do like a micro break, just like a couple minutes?
Okay.